Hello and welcome to ThomasGeigerCar. Today with the BYD Dolphin, the first mass volume Chinese electric vehicle that really has the potential to shake up the market. We have seen all the luxury cars coming in and we have seen no-name cars from no-name brands. But BYD is the biggest selling EV brand in China and this is their best-selling model. And now it's ready to conquer the European market. If you want to know what to expect from that vehicle that will be on the roads towards the end of the year for a price starting as low as 30,999 euros in Germany, join me on my first test drive and I'll tell you more about it. There were times when Chinese cars were just copycats and they had copied the identity of successful European models. This is something you can't blame BYD for because this car has no identity at all. It's not ugly, but it's not sticking out of the crowd, and even a Volkswagen ID.3 is looking fancy if you compare it with that vehicle. If you take out the two-color painting, then it's really ordinary and you already have forgotten it once it's around the corner. Not that it's ugly, it has a beautiful look, it's just not sticking out of the crowd. But it has a perfect size. It's 4.30 meters in length and the wheelbase is 2.70 meters. Trunk is big enough for a two-people vacation or a big grocery shopping for four. They just forgot to build in a frunk. Maybe they saved the money for it. There would be some room, but for the moment there is no frunk. But they have lots of storage capacity in the interior and most of all they have lots of room on the rear seat. 2.70 meters of a wheelbase and a flat skateboard architecture means even an adult like me has lots of room to sit on the rear seat. Changing from the back seat to the driver's seat finally and having a first impression in the Dolphin. The car looks pretty beautiful, material are okay wherever you touch them, but for an electric vehicle it's surprisingly narrow and cramped. While the other electric vehicles want us to see them as a roomy, spacious car, here we have a massive center console which gives us lots of storage capacity in two different layers, so that's the good thing. But your knees are kind of cramped in, your belly is kind of cramped in, and you don't have the feeling sitting in a much bigger car than it actually is. This is something, for example, the Volkswagen ID.3 does much better. When it comes to material quality, leather is fine. We have some soft coated material down here. Only the upper part of the dashboard is hard plastic and it doesn't sound very nice and doesn't feel very nice. This is something Volkswagen got lots of beating for it and they've changed it with the facelift for the ID.3, and I can imagine this will be changed here as well. But at some point they have to put in the cost brake and to bring the costs down to get a price as affordable as that one is. If it comes to the operating system, the user interface, I'm really happy that we still got lots of hard keys. Climate control, drive modes, all that is done by hard keys down here. We have some hard keys in the steering wheel and we only have one touch screen up here. But this one is a really funny one because for the moment it is vertical, so you have a good view on the route ahead, for example, in the navigation. But if you want to watch TV or if you want to browse the internet or do other applications, or if you just simply want to impress your co-driver, you press one button, the screen rotates and now you have it horizontal. Not really necessary, but a nice gadget to impress all the other people in the car and to get into the news and into the talking, because nobody else can offer something like that. When it comes to driving, the BYD isn't a spectacular car. It's just ordinary getting you from A to B. It's not about driving fun, it's about base mobility. And that's what you find when you look at the power and the figures of the battery. There will be two engines offered. The one motor has 70 kilowatts. The stronger one has 150 kilowatts. Then it's in line with the Volkswagen lineup. Battery sizes are 2 in the offering. The 44 point something kilowatt hours battery for a range of 340 kilometers and the top model with a 60 point something kilowatt hours battery that delivers a range of 427 kilometers. Charging is the weak point of the Dolphin. The small battery charges with 7 kilowatts AC and 60 kilowatts DC. The bigger battery has at least 11 kilowatts at the wall box and 88 kilowatts at the fast charger. That is amongst the slowest cars in the segment, but since the battery is not the biggest, you'll get your 80% in less than half an hour. If you look at the battery itself, this is something unique to BYD. While everybody else is working with lithium ion cells, BYD is working with lithium ferrophosphate cells, LFP cells. They are claiming them to be more stable, less temperature sensitive, they're safer, and most of all, they're cheaper. And that brings the price down to the 31,000 euros, which is 10,000 euros less or 25% less than you pay for a similar Volkswagen model. Thanks for joining me on that first test drive with the BYD Dolphin, a small car that left a huge impression with me. No, it has no gimmicks, it has no thrills and no frills. The rotating display is basically the only gadget that is incorporated in that vehicle, but it delivers pure driving, base mobility for an affordable price, and that is what we need if we want to switch the market towards electric mobility. We have so many fancy cars, even the volume brands raise the prices, they're going up, and nobody really can afford an electric vehicle. And this one could turn this trend around. It's not fancy, but it is base mobility as we've known it from the Volkswagen Golf or the Volkswagen Polo for decades. And this car could be the new Golf or Polo for the Generation E. Affordable price, good but base technology, and basically all you need to get from A to B without showing off, but without polluting the environment.